Hey y'all, how you doing out there? This is your favorite mother trucker coming at you. Anyway, I'm sitting here in Virginia waiting to deliver to a Love's, and I have nothing better to do. And I thought, you know what? I haven't put up a video in almost a week. It's about due. So here I am, y'all, giving you my video. But you know, I was just sitting here thinking, and I was talking to I was talking to a few old friends of mine, as y'all know, or most of you who have been following my channel quite a while. I was the wife of a Green Beret. He was special ops. And anyway, a lot of my old friends are either still married to military guys or they are in the military. So I was talking to them. You know, one of the things that scares them the most is and I've heard this back to when I was married to my ex-husband. I was married to him for 16 years, with him 18, and that was all military. The thing that scares them most when they have their little meetings is ever going to war with China. I heard we will most likely lose. And if not lose, we will be hurt very, very badly. And I don't think we would ever outright lose. But one thing that they say is, if we go to war, it will come to our shores. And it is terrifying with what's going on in the world. Toll-free call, really? It's terrifying with what's going on in the world. So you got to wonder, how will this affect us if we sit and do nothing with what's going on with Taiwan? And we have the straits there, and that's where 65% of our trade goes through. Our goods we ship from around the world, for the entire world, 65%. How will that affect us if China takes possession of it? And just recently, I mean, China's claiming that we have Taiwan now, we own the straits, and we're taking over. We had a near collision with a Chinese ship. They're itching for a war because they know we are hurting. They know ever since COVID, the China virus, that the whole world's financially hurting. And when they seen what's happened with Putin going after, oh my God, Ukraine, and how the rest of the world's acted, it's emboldened them to come after Taiwan. Because surely, if we're not going to go bitch slap Putin, you know, why do they have to worry about us? Because Russia is way weak compared to China, compared to us. So the thing we've got to worry about, though, with the straits, is that, like I said, it's a major trade route. If we cut off 65% of our way to ship goods economically, I mean, yeah, we can fly things, we can do things like that, but it's going to skyrocket. Everything's going to skyrocket. And the thing is, as far as trucking, imagine if we don't have, let's say we fly another 20% of that. That's still leaving us with 45% goods we're not going to have to put in our trucks and ship. Our incomes are going to dive even worse. The price of goods are going to shoot up. I mean, this is the ingredients for a major, major recession. And we're on the brink of it because of COVID, what happened in Ukraine. If we go to war, and go to war with China of all people, it's not pretty, you know. And I am, for anyone who really knows me, I'm a little bit of a prepper. Most everything I own outright. I mean, with the exception of a truck I bought from my brother and a few devices at AT&T. I mean, nothing big. I can pay this off in a payday. It's time to really start prepping, y'all, to start making sure you own your place outright if you can. If you don't, that you move into your truck. that you start making moves to prepare yourself for a future that might be very bleak financially. I mean, we, especially a lot of us at Prime, we will always have a job of some kind. We will have some kind of income coming in. It could crash huge, though. I mean, huge. A lot of these smaller trucking companies are going to go under. And, well, I'll tell you, speaking about, and this is totally off deal, I met a guy yesterday. No, unfortunately, not that way. Mother trucker. I bought Grandpa bait, though. Okay. Come on. Come on, all you grandpas. Come get back, Grandma. Just kidding. But I met a guy. He was a young guy there in the Love Station. And he was getting fuel and stuff. And I said, oh, who do you drive for? And I always, I'm nosy. And he says, I drive for Swift. And I said, oh. And he goes, I know, I've heard. And he goes, but it's not that bad. I make a pretty good check. He makes around $600 a week. He doesn't get much home times, but 150, I think he said, out of that goes to, back every week goes to Swift to pay for his school through Swift. Then if he stays on Swift for 2 years, they will refund him that money. And I said, well, Prime, we don't charge for our school. I mean, if you leave before a year's up, you'll owe Prime for the school, which is like $5,000. I think Swift's way more than that, but it's like $5,000, and we have one of the top training schools in the entire nation. So he goes, and I said, yeah. And I said, really? I go, check it out. We don't play like that. We don't hold our drivers hostage. Drivers are lucky to get on at our company. We got a great company. So anyway, I really felt bad for the guy because he thought he was a baller and making good money. And I was like, oops. And I said, well, as long as you're happy, sweetie. I mean, I don't know what I would do. But, I say that now. But what's it going to be like if what happens here with this thing going on with China? And just the threat of it, and with them taking control of the straits. Now we're in diplomatic talks with them, which to me is the wisest route to go, because going to war with China would be stupidity and suicide. I mean, it's not a guarantee we would lose. I mean, but that's what they're afraid of. They are the world power that the United States is most afraid of, is China. And everyone can go hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. The South went hoorah, hoorah, hoorah until the North stomped their asses and said, hey, you can't own people, idiots. I mean, come on. I'm patriotic as they come. Totally. But, I'm also a realist. We don't want to go to war with China. We do not. We need to find a diplomatic solution. And when everyone's screaming, take all our guns, oh, hell no. That is one thing that scares a lot of these other countries, is they know our citizens, a majority of them are armed. And for good reason, because if this comes onto our soil, we need to be ready to fight. So, like I said, I was thinking we were going to have this big upturn, but with what's going on in the world, I'm beginning to worry. I'm hoping it settles itself and some resolution comes of it. But if not, y'all need to be prepared. Even if we don't go to war and China just stops letting the shipping routes happen or put big tariffs on products coming through, it's going to hurt our economy tremendously. And I do mean tremendously. So for those of you who are out preparing for what's to come, in other words, you're getting all your ducks in a row, you have a place paid for that no one can take no matter how bad the economy gets, you have good food supplies, you have figured out ways to grow your food, to ways for your electricity, your water, because things like that in wartime situations, they hit major hubs first, strategic military targets, and they try to take out your infrastructures. And the thing is with China, they are so technology, I'm tongue-tied. Their technology is far superior to ours. They are way past us. And a lot of our grid systems, like our water systems, our electrical systems, have now been computerized. So they do a cyber attack on us, they can knock out our water, our electrical. Yes, we have old manual things that we can try to go back to. We are so far away from them. A lot of that technology, we no longer manufacture the parts for it. There's just not ways to do it very easily. Now, some of your rural areas were smarter or couldn't afford the technology at the time, you know, and they have still some systems like that. They're very few and far between. All of us on wells without electricity, unless you're producing your own electricity, you're screwed too. So when you look at this and the economics of what could happen, we need to be prepared. We need those skill sets that have been long lost. Well, I shouldn't say too long lost. My grandmother taught my parents how to can, how to grow foods, how to do all this. But they didn't pass it on to my generation. Luckily, I learned, because being prepared is something I've always thought was necessary in the world. So, anyway, guys, all I can say is prepare. Do I think we're going to go nuclear? No. But can I be sure? No. But I just can't see China wanting to ruin all the assets and natural resources the United States has. And if we get through this, and I think we will hit a peaceful resolution, I really do, but I think it's going to still cost us dearly financially. We need to start educating our people more, putting a lot more emphasis on education, putting a lot more emphasis on being able to save, being able to stay out of debt, don't go for credit card after credit card, mortgaging yourself to the hilt. And we need to strengthen our military. I mean, big time. We need to build our military. We need to reinstall incentives. When Obama was in, and I had mad respect for Obama, but he was not a good president for the military. And you guys can argue all you want, but most of you weren't in the military. Neither was I. But I was a military wife, so I was around everything. Our retention bonuses were stripped down to about nothing, and a retention bonus is a bonus given to a soldier to stay in because their MOS is needed, which is their job, and other branches of the military can be called different things besides an MOS. Also, in the new contracts, it was made where God, y'all, I'm getting old. In the new contract, it was made where you're, when you join, okay, let's go with the old contract first. When you join the military, you had to put in 20 years for retirement, only 20 years. So imagine, I know people that joined at 17, 18. So at 38 or 37, they're retired. And their paycheck starts immediately, their retirement check. And that's for life and lifetime medical, dental, great benefits for them and their family. So your wife or your husband, if it's a female soldier, she would have, or he would have, for any spouse they were married to, benefits for life as far as medical and dental, even after they pass away. And a wife can also continue to get the check if he gets spousal, it's some kind of spousal thing that you have to apply for at the time of retirement, which is a moot point for me because I'm divorced. But there was great incentive to stay in the military, to even if you're going to come in and do a 4-year term or 3-year term for college, it had better college benefits than they do now, and they did after Obama stripped down the military, defunded the military. And like I said, I think Obama was a great president to a point, and he's one of my favorite presidents, but he was a bad president for the military, even though he made some brilliant, I loved how he went in after Osama bin Laden went over borders. I mean, there was great things the man did, but stripping down incentives to join the military and keep experienced soldiers in their MOSs, their job titles, he hurt us there. He really hurt us, because now you don't get your retirement money until retirement age, whether that's 65 or whatever Social Security is. And I think that's a bunch of crap. If you serve our country, and I don't care if you are gay, straight, trans, and that's something Trump fucked up. You know, no one gives a shit who their battle buddy is if they keep that bullet from entering their head, okay? You don't give a crap. So, you know, a few presidents have screwed up a few things, but we really need to get a hold of retention in the military. So we need to strengthen our military. We need to feed the minds of the younger generation. A lot of them are way too soft. Way too soft. They're not like Gen X's. I mean, we kicked fucking ass. We really did. We were the last of the badasses. But we need to toughen up our kids. We need to toughen up our country. We need to really push education, technology, because technology is the wave of the future. It is awesome, and it is terrifying what you can do with technology. But anyway, guys, this video is rambling on way too long. I wanted to just come on here. Like I said, with what's going on in the world, it's a little scary. And those of you who have stuck with me this long, I really appreciate it. I appreciate all my subscribers. I think they're badasses. I'm so lucky to have the subscriber base I have. I'm not one of the biggest channels. And hey, please like and subscribe. Help grow this channel. And I'm thinking of starting a segment on my channel, and it's going to be called Ask Mother Trucker. You know, because I get a lot of people asking me advice on things and stuff, hitting me in the DMs, you know, oh, I think my boyfriend's cheating on me, or, you know, hey, when I'm out on my truck, I think my girl's messing around, or she's pressuring me to come off the road, and, you know, how do I help with that? And a lot of it's similar to what I went through as a military wife and being separated from my husband for sometimes over a year at a time, so, and stuck raising the kids by myself, doing everything by myself. And, you know, we have a few tips and tricks for that would also transfer over very comfortably to trucking or any job that takes someone away from home for extended periods of time. So, you know, so anything like that, we're going to start it. I think we'll have a lot of fun with it. So if y'all have any questions, hey, shout me up. Oh, and also, hey, I got a friend who has a channel, Long Haul Gypsy. It's Gypsy's Adventures in Trucking. Y'all check it out. It is awesome. This chick is off the chain. Her knowledge of trucking far exceeds people who have been in it many years more than she has. She's really taken her job very seriously. She got a great channel. She is awesome. I wish y'all would go over and check her out, and also go out and check out oh boy, oh my god, I just adore him. He's one of my favorite truckers. No Hippie Trucking. Go check out his channel. He's way too awesome. He's a real cool dude. He really understands finances. I think he's a borderline genius when it comes to that. He was in the mortgage industry a long time. He was also military for many years. Well, hell, there's our next president, y'all. I'm not kidding. No, I mean, I think he would be brilliant. But hey, let's please treat each other with kindness, respect, practice inclusion instead of exclusion, because you never know who you might meet, and you might like them. And a few other honorable mentions to check out their channel. Trucking Along with Kirsty. Oh, yes. Junior Honduras. Go over, give him out a shout out. He's awesome. He has so much knowledge in trucking. It is unreal. The man is a walking encyclopedia when it comes to trucking. So give him a check out. And anyway, guys, until next time, Mother Trucker out. All you little truckers and truckerettes, keep on trucking along. Take care. Until next time, bye-bye.